Hi guys. It's Rushi here, the founder of Zameen, and I'm gonna teach you how to make chai today. It's called a Khadak Cardamom Chai, and Khadak just means strong. Because often in India people drink chai like it's coffee, so it's the kick to get them through the next day or the next move forward through their entire day. All right, I'm gonna start my recipe now. So I have 1 cup of water here. I have 1 cup of full fat milk. You definitely want to use some full fat milk because it just brings out the better flavor in the chai, and especially when you're adding it with cardamom, it's just that combination of that fattiness in the milk along with the sweetness of the cardamom is just gonna play very well with it. And then I have my Indian chai here. If you don't have some Indian chai, you could probably purchase some, just black tea. And I think each tea bag, I was looking it up, is 1 teaspoon of tea. So you can kind of convert that recipe from there. And yep, and then we have, of course, our amazing cardamom from India. So I'm going to be using that, and it just smells so good. I love getting a whiff of it. All right. So I'm gonna pour my water into my milk saucepan, and I'm gonna turn the heat to high. And you can see that right there. So I've just moved the saucepan a little bit, but we're just waiting for the water to heat and boil. And once that water boils, we can add the milk. But before I do that, I'm going to put that 1 cup of milk, the full fat milk, into the microwave. And this is a method that my mom uses to quickly speed up the chai process. So. I'm gonna heat it on at 2 minutes. You might want to check to make sure that the water doesn't. You might want to check to make sure that the milk doesn't boil over and cause a mess in your microwave. I know my husband just hates that when I do that, so just keep an eye over it. So if you don't have a pan like this, you could probably use, if you don't have a saucepan, you probably use a pot. We try to use our chai pot or chai saucepan only for chai or sweet things. We don't try to make savory things in it. And this is kind of a rule amongst Indian families that, they try to only use that chai pan for chai. Especially in my family, and I know Anisha's family had the same thing too. So you might want to keep just a pan aside if you really like, a pot aside if you really like this recipe. Okay, so it seems like it's boiling. You get to see that, right? It's boiling. And our milk is ready too, so I'm just gonna put that aside for a bit. But I forgot that once it boils, we want to add the 2 to 3 teaspoons of chai. So I'm going to add, here's 1 teaspoon. And there's there's teaspoon number 2. And then I know my husband and my brother are going to enjoy a little bit of a stronger chai, so I'm going to add another one right here. So that's 3. And while that's happening and the chai is brewing, I'm going to start depotting our cardamom pods. So I'm gonna take about 4 cardamom pods, 4 Zameen cardamom pods that I'm gonna take out, and I'm going to crush them in this mortar and pestle. If you don't have a mortar and pestle, I know someone reached out to me about that. If you don't have that, then you can take maybe a hammer and put them into, first put the pods into a Ziploc bag and then hammer them a bit, and just with a mallet or something soft, gentle. You don't want to, crush them totally. So just gonna do that first in here so that it's easier to take the pods out. Perfect. Once the pods are out, just gonna take out the, so some people do like putting the actual pod instead of just the seeds into the chai, and it might add some more, there's 2 schools of thought with it. I don't add it, but you're welcome to add it. You just make sure you want to strain it once you serve it. I mean, it's not fun to have a pod inside your chai. So yeah, I took out all the pods, and then I'm gonna grind it. And the reason we're doing this is because we're not doing a lot of cardamom. We're just doing a couple pods. That's why I haven't been throwing it into a grinder, like a spice grinder that I have. Okay, awesome. We have that. I'm gonna keep it aside. Chai is brewing away. You can see that, right? And I'm going to add the milk, the 2 cups of milk, or 1 cup of milk, sorry. And I'm just gonna keep it on high and just make sure that it's simmering. So usually when we're doing chai, we want to have it turn a really red color, and that's one of the reasons why I suggest always using Indian chai, because I have tried it with oolong and other types of tea, and it's been quite hard to do. Just make sure it's a really black chai. So we want the milk, the rise to happen 3 times, and once the rise is happening 3 times, it's a good amount of time. But before I do that, before I look at all the rises, I'm gonna just add all the cardamom to here. Making sure that there's no pods. Yeah, I'm just adding all the cardamom, and I put the cardamom in last because I didn't want it to the flavors to kind of just blend in with. I wanted to make sure that the cardamom flavor didn't just burn out. Perfect. And now I'm gonna just wait. I think this is my 2nd rise, I believe. Yeah, that color is just amazing. I'm hoping I can get it in my camera, but it's just an amazing color. I love that red color of chai. You just can't get it. And I strongly believe food is about, smell and taste, but also look too. Like if it doesn't remind you of chai, sometimes you may not even think you're drinking chai. So that's just my personal opinion. Awesome. I'm gonna give it one more rise to make sure that it's cooked. And you have to watch it, because if you just step away from your, stove, you're gonna have a mess, and it's just no fun to clean. So, Perfect. Awesome. All right. So I think we're good. And now I'm going to pour the chai into these 3 cups here. I'm gonna adjust the camera. I'll see you in just a second. So to strain the chai, we have this sieve here, and a lot of Indian families will have it. People are very particular about having it like this cone shape right here, if you can see. I'm not sure. I think it makes it easier to pour the chai into the cup is what I think, and that's been my experience. So you could probably find these in maybe a world market or at your local store. So yes, I'm going to pour the chai now, and I didn't add the sugar because in my family we do not have the sugar in the chai because people like to add their own personal preference of sugar. So and I just want you to see, sorry, I just see this little film of I don't know if you can see that, but that little film, do not eat that film. Usually we just, I'm not sure exactly, it's just the fat, but usually it's not very tasty. And whenever my mom made chai for us as adults, she never let us eat it, so just don't eat it. All right, so I'm going to pour this into these small cups. These are like these little cappuccino cups that my husband and I picked up when we were in Amsterdam a couple years ago. So I thought they were the perfect thing for like a shot of chai, because a lot of times in India people don't drink chai like a ton. They'll drink small little shots of it. Yeah, and we have this amazing chai now, and now we're going to and the reason they drink shots of it is because they'll have it throughout the day. You know, when I was in the village living there, like oftentimes when I'd go to someone's house, I couldn't drink the water because it wasn't boiled for me. So they would offer water to their guests. That was the whole thing about, guest is God. And so they would, the first thing they would offer me when I came into their home was like water, and I couldn't drink it. So they're like, oh, can we make you chai? And so the next thing I am going to add is some honey into my chai. So, and this is where I don't measure how much honey I'm adding, because I sometimes like a lot of sweet things. So I'm gonna just add this much honey to our chai. And this honey is just amazing. I bought it at the local Berkeley Bowl that we have. It's a grocery store that's a cooperative, I think. Yep, and that's my chai. I hope you enjoy this. Please like and tag me at Zameen, at Zameen Co. And let me know how it goes for you. Thank you so much. Bye.